If you've spent any time in the cinema lately, you might have noticed how Hollywood loves to glamorize pretty much every profession it touches. I mean, how many archaeologists have you seen raiding tombs and discovering priceless treasures? Not many, I'd wager. Now let's talk about the so-called booming industry of assassins. You know, those mysterious stealthy killers who seem to pop up everywhere in movies, TV shows, and video games. We've got Jason Bourne, Agent 47, Deadpool, John Wick, and that guy from Game of Thrones, who's always talking about himself in the third person. It's like they're the coolest job option out there. But here's the reality check. A quick peek at your favorite internet job board will tell you that assassination gigs are pretty scarce at the moment. Not exactly the hottest career choice, huh? Surprisingly though, humanity has been obsessed with assassins for a long time. The modern image of a master assassin can be traced back almost 1,000 years to a historical faction known as the Order of Assassins. Led by the enigmatic Old Man of the Mountain, they were famous for eliminating powerful people with apparent ease. I mean, who needs LinkedIn when you can just sneak into a castle and take over like it's no big deal? And guess what? The real assassins weren't like those slick, global peacekeeping forces you see in video games. Nope, they were a group of religious folks just trying to survive in a hostile world. Of course, their survival strategy involved, well, murdering a lot of very important people. But hey, desperate times call for desperate measures. Picture this. The Old Man of the Mountain, aka Hassani Saba, hiding from the ruling Seljuks in the mountains of Persia. Not exactly an ideal living situation, right? So he set out to find a new base of operations, and he found it, Alamat Castle. A formidable mountain fortress, considered impregnable for over 2 centuries, perfect for setting up a no-entry without an appointment kind of place, right? Only one tiny issue. Alamat Castle was already occupied by the very guys Hassan was hiding from. So, what did our charismatic leader do? He sent his best men to infiltrate nearby villages, swaying people to the Nizari cause like a pro. Slowly but surely, the castle soldiers turned to his side. And when the time was right, Hassan strolled up to the Seljuk lord and kindly informed him that the castle was under new management. And guess what? It actually worked. The castle was taken without shedding a single drop of blood, and the former lord got a golden handshake to go with it. Classy, right? But wait, there's more. The Nizari assassins, also known as the Fidai, were more than just stealthy killers. They were masters of disguise and deception. Picture this. A beggar in the marketplace, innocently waiting for their target, only to whip out a dagger at the last moment. Surprise, surprise. These assassins knew how to make a statement. Sometimes they'd carry out their hits in front of a crowd, for maximum political impact. Like, talk about making a statement. No wonder their enemies wore chainmail under their clothes and surrounded themselves with guards day and night. Oh, and did you hear about their leap of faith? Apparently, they'd prove their absolute obedience by jumping from high places on their superiors' orders. Modern-day initiation must be a cakewalk compared to that. And here's the cherry on top, the whole Hashashin thing. Turns out, their enemies love to spread rumors about their drug use, calling them hashish users as an insult. I mean, come on, who needs to be called a bunch of stoners when you're busy being stealthy, right? Now, as captivating as these stories are, we've got to be careful about taking them as gospel truth. Much of what we know about the assassins comes from sources that either viewed them as enemies or simply didn't understand them. So there's a touch of mystery and intrigue surrounding these legendary figures. Sadly, all good things, even those of the murdery kind, must come to an end. The Mongol horde eventually proved to be too big and too powerful for the assassins to handle, and their reign of terror came to an abrupt halt. But their legacy lives on, inspiring books, movies, and even video games like Assassin's Creed. And let's be honest, those games wouldn't be half as exciting without the cunning and audacity of the Order of Assassins. So, as we bid farewell to the shadowy figures of history, let's raise a toast to the audacious assassins who made daring moves, climbed the highest peaks, and struck fear into the hearts of their enemies. Their legend lives on, reminding us that history's rabbit hole goes deeper than we can imagine, filled with tales of intrigue, daring, and just a dash of humor. Cheers. But wait, there's more to the story. The assassins didn't vanish without a trace. While the Order of Assassins as we know it may have disbanded, their influence and legacy didn't fade away entirely. The Nizari teachings and beliefs persisted in the region, even after the fall of their stronghold. But their methods didn't die with the order. The art of assassination, refined and perfected by the assassins, left a lasting impact on covert operations and espionage throughout history. Even today, intelligence agencies around the world employ tactics that have their roots in the cunning strategies of the Fedai. The concept of the master assassin has captured the human imagination for centuries. From tales of ancient spies to modern-day thrillers, the shadowy figures of the assassins continue to inspire awe and intrigue. Their stories have been retold and reinvented, morphing from historical accounts to legends and myths, all while retaining their aura of mystery and fear. Interestingly, the image of the assassin has also evolved in popular culture. While historically tied to political and religious motivations, today's assassins in movies and video games often belong to secret organizations or have extraordinary abilities, turning them into iconic and larger-than-life characters. Nowadays, assassins have even found their way into the digital realm. The Assassin's Creed franchise, as mentioned earlier, is a prime example of how the legacy of the assassins has been adapted for modern audiences. Players get to step into the shoes of skilled assassins from different periods of history, combining historical accuracy with thrilling gameplay. As we immerse ourselves in the virtual world of assassins, it's worth taking a moment to appreciate the true history that lies behind these fictional narratives. The Order of Assassins was a remarkable group that defied the odds and reshaped the course of history in their time. Their story serves as a reminder that reality can often be more intriguing than fiction. So the next time you encounter a master assassin on the big screen or in a video game, remember that their origins trace back to a real group of daring individuals who lived and thrived in an era vastly different from our own. As we conclude this journey into the captivating world of assassins, let's raise a toast to history's enigmatic figures, whose legacy continues to inspire and entertain us. Whether they were defenders of their beliefs or manipulators of destiny, the assassins left an indelible mark on history, reminding us that even in the shadows, bravery and cunning can shine through. In a world where history and imagination intertwine, where tales of daring and deception captivate our minds, let us never forget the real-life order of assassins, a chapter of history that illuminates the resilience and audacity of humanity's past.